Hello everyone and welcome to Lost in the Reel. Today I'm going to be talking about the new Stephen King adaptation Firestarter starring Zac Efron and Ryan Kiera Armstrong. The film will be premiering in theaters and exclusively on Peacock May 13th. So, is it worth the price of admission? Should you just check it out at home or skip it altogether? Let's talk about it. Firestarter is directed by Keith Thomas and written by Scott Teems, based upon the novel by Stephen King. It stars Zac Efron, Ryan Kiera Armstrong, Sidney Lemon, Kurtwood Smith, Gloria Rubin, and Michael Greyeyes. After being experimented on by a secret government entity called the Shop, a man develops psychic powers and meets the love of his life. Together they have a daughter with a power of her own, and the Shop will stop at nothing to get them back. Anytime a Stephen King adaptation comes out, I can't help but be excited. Though his works have been made into some pretty dreadful films and miniseries in the past, his massive backlog of content is basically a goldmine and can lead to some really inspired projects as well. And with the director of one of my personal favorite, underrated horror films of the past couple of years, The Vigil, at the helm, and the always likable Zac Efron leading the way, I thought that Firestarter had a lot of potential. And I must admit that I did enjoy some parts of this film, though it is never able to exceed past made-for-TV movie quality. Firestarter is written by Scott Teems, who last penned Halloween Kills. And even though I actually liked that movie more than most, no one can deny that the dialogue was horrifically clunky. And Teems continues that trend in Firestarter. There are some laughably bad lines in this movie, and unfortunately, most of the cast are not able to elevate the material, giving us some really wooden performances. You know, I've really enjoyed Zac Efron in a slew of projects like Neighbors and Hairspray, and even his dramatic turn in Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil, and Vile. But he has absolutely no personality in this flick. I kept yearning for him to emote more and give us more of himself in his performance, but it's as if he's sleepwalking through the entire runtime. And the rest of the cast is not much better, with Kurtwood Smith, Gloria Rubin, and Michael Greyeyes getting nothing more to do than be stock villain archetypes. I also think that Firestarter lacks any propulsive momentum, and it feels like not much really happens. The characters go from point A to point B, and then finally to point C, which is a climax that flatlines, and then it's over. There's also so many moments in this movie, like when Efron takes over one of our villains' minds to get him off of Charlie's tracks, or when our lead starts spewing fire which leads to chaos, that are staged, filmed, and edited in a way that makes these scenes that should have hit extremely hard lack any real impact. I kept starting to get excited as an action scene would begin, only to feel let down as it fizzled out. Because of this, there's a real lack of thrills or tension here that makes Firestarter a frustrating watch at times. But there are two things that really made this movie at least somewhat entertaining for me. The first is John Carpenter's masterful original score. I'm not sure what compelled the legendary director and occasional composer to create music for this movie, but damn it, does he really hit it out of the ballpark here. His score creates an eerie and haunting mood that this film would have never been able to accomplish without his participation. The other pro I have, hands down, is Ryan Kiera Armstrong in the lead role. The young actress is new on the scene, but she is a force to be reckoned with, turning in a truly nuanced performance. The way Armstrong is able to feel so very vulnerable, but at the same time terrifyingly powerful, blew me away. In any other hands, the on-the-nose lines like "liar, liar, pants on fire" would have felt pure cringe. But she is somehow able to take the wooden dialogue and procure a real tour de force performance out of it. Honestly, the filmmakers are really lucky to have had Armstrong and John Carpenter there to save the day, to elevate this mediocre at best material. All in all, I think Firestarter is not a complete disaster, but unfortunately it's not very good either. Keith Thomas was able to show a real deft hand at horror with The Vigil, but all of the restraint and ingenuity is lacking in his work here. I wasn't particularly on the edge of my seat or felt any real thrills while watching this movie, but I was mildly compelled. So at least for me, I say save your money and watch this at home on Peacock during a lazy Friday night in. So I will be giving Firestarter 2.75 fireballs out of 5. Clunky dialogue, lazy plotting, and an overall lack of real impact make this one of the more middling Stephen King adaptations. But Ryan Kira Armstrong's dazzling performance and John Carpenter's brilliant score elevate the material at every turn. Thank you so much for watching Lost in the Reel and my review for Firestarter. What are your thoughts on this film? And what are your favorite Stephen King adaptations? Sound off in the comment section down below. And until next time, my friends, take care.